Hello, I'm Carolyn, and in this video I'm going to show how you can take an existing file and change it into a stencil cut type card topper. And here's another example of an existing file being converted into a border with a stencil cut. If you haven't attempted these before, you'll be surprised just how easy these are to create. I'll start with the first rows. I can see at the moment they're grouped, so I'm going to ungroup them. And all I want is the main part of the rows. We'll leave that there because you can use them at the end if you really want to. Now I'm going to need my card. So I'm just going to draw a rectangle in the size that I need. Might just convert this to a light colour so you can see what I'm doing. I'm just going to bring the rows over. I can see it's underneath and I need it to be on top. So I'll just raise it to the top. I'll place it where I want it to be. Might have it about there. What I'm going to do now, while the rose is still selected, is go Path, Break Apart. Click onto a blank part of the canvas. Now I'm going to click on the big part of the rose. Now if you find this is hard to see, you can either work in outline mode or you can just change one of them to a different colour. It really doesn't matter what colour, then you can see the parts more clearly defined. So I already know I've got the main part of the rose selected and not all those little pieces. So I'm going to hold down the Shift key and select the rectangle that's going to represent my card. While they're both selected, I'll go Path, Union. So this is now in one piece, but I need to cut all these parts out. Now to cut these parts away, I'll select everything. And there's actually two ways this can be done. While they're all selected, I can go Path, Exclusion. We can see it's now one piece. Or the other method, I'll just go back, is select everything, and just go Path, Combine. So whichever method you prefer, that's the method you'd use. Now if you want to, you can still cut out these parts and then just glue them behind after cutting out. Let's try and line these up so you can get the idea. There you have it, an impressive looking card in a few easy moves. Now let's move down to the next one. You can see they're grouped again, so I'll ungroup. I'm just going to select this part of the design. But before I draw the border, I'm going to duplicate this rose a few times. Let's just roughly line them up. Then I'm going to select them all and use alignment. So first of all, I'm just going to align them all to the top. So I know they're all straight, but I can see here the spacing is not perfect. So in Distribute, I'm going to click on the last icon here, and it will make the gaps between each object the same. Let's just double check they are just touching, which they are. Then I will go Path, Union. Now I will draw the border. If you prefer to draw the border first, it really doesn't matter. We all tend to work a little bit differently to each other. As that's a dark colour, I'm just going to change it light so you can see what I'm doing. It needs to be underneath, so I'll send it to the bottom. Let's just look at these ends. I actually want this to just touch, so I'm just going to change it a little bit. Let's come to the other end and see how that looks. It's probably wrong, which it is. Now I'm going to do the same procedure as before. Select the roses, I'll go Path, Break Apart, and I'll click on a blank part of the canvas so they're all deselected. This time I might work in outline. So I'll go View, Display Mode, Outline. You can see that it's quite easy to see the outside border of the roses. While that's selected, I'll hold down the Shift key and select the rectangle that's now my border. We'll go Path, Union. Just come back to normal mode. Then I'm going to select all the pieces and go Path, Exclusion. Let's just change the colour so it's darker and we can see. And there we have it, a border. in a few easy steps. Shown here are two entirely different type projects created in a couple of minutes. So if you'd like to try this, just have a look through files you've already got and give it a try. Don't forget to have fun. Thank you.